Hello Spooklets, welcome back to my channel. Today we are telling somebody's ghost story. This is a ghost story that has been sent in to me. So the other week I did a video about children and their imaginary friends. Now somebody saw this video and wanted to share their story with us. This person has chosen to stay anonymous, and obviously that's how we're going to keep it. But they've kindly sent this story of theirs for me to read out, and it is a creepy one. If you have any stories that you want telling, whether you want to stay anonymous or not, you just have to let me know. Please send your stories in and we'll tell them on here on the channel in a video and we'll talk about it. But for today, let's talk about this story I've titled this, The Man on the Bed. So grab your best blanket for Spooklets, settle in, get cozy, and listen. When my daughter was very, very young, just talking, she'd be chattering in her room, and when I would ask her about it, she would always say, "I'm talking to the fat man at the end of the bed. He's funny." We thought that was a strange imaginary friend, but went with it. This continued for well over a year. Then one day I was carrying her down the hall and she had noticed a picture that had always either been too high to notice or too dark. It was a framed 10 by 13 of my great-grandparents. My great-grandfather died when I was 3 years old. My daughter immediately got really excited and said, "Hey, that's my Billy." I asked her to repeat herself and she said, "Billy, he's the fat man on my bed." My great-grandfather's name was Billy, but the family exclusively calls him Paw. I didn't even know his first name until I was an adult. There's no way my daughter had heard the name somewhere else. It still gives me goosebumps. So we had a bit of a conversation as well, and they went on to say that she used to see lots of friends, and one thing that terrified her. If you would like to get back in touch with me and tell me the thing that terrified her, feel free to, and we can tell that story as well. But as she's grown, it's kind of all slowly gone away. Now she just feels things most of the time. But if she does actually see someone, she figures they really want to be seen. The person that got in touch with me with this story also said to me that they never ever believed in ghosts. They never believed in ghosts until their daughter was born. Now, I think it's really hard for a skeptic to believe because they're a skeptic. They don't believe. They don't believe. And it's going to be hard to make them believe. They will literally think of anything because in their heads, some people might think, okay, I don't know if I can explain that, but they still don't want to believe it. So they'll still try and just make something up to themselves more than anything. Do you know what I mean? To say it's not real. But what did you think to this story? I thought it was so creepy. It kind of reminds me of the story that my mum told me when I was little. I'm talking now to the person that sent me this story. You will know exactly how my mum felt. I saw my granddad out in the garden. I was playing ball with him. And my mum asked who I was talking to. And I said, "Granddad." And I described how he was. How he looked, everything, and I described him in the outfit that he was buried in, his favourite outfit. Now, I can't remember how old my mum said I was, but I must have been pretty young because I can't remember this. But my granddad, my mum's dad, he died when my mum was 21. My mum didn't have me till the age of 27, and I hadn't seen a photo even of my granddad at this point of my life. But my mum did pull a picture out amongst other pictures just to see if I'd noticed him, and I did. I pointed to him and said, "That's who I saw, that's Grandad." Again, thank you so much for sending in your story. It was so cool to read that out. I really find it interesting listening to people's stories and experiences. So yeah, if you do have a story that you would like to be told on here, then yes, send me it and we'll do a video on it. We'll talk about it. But yeah, I'm really interested in to hear the thing that terrified your daughter. So you know, if you want to, then send me another story about that. That would be really awesome. It's really cool that your daughter still feels things as well. And the odd time still sees something. It's a special gift. It might not feel special to some people, and to be quite honest, if I constantly saw things, I don't think I'd personally like it either. But yeah, thank you for sending me this story. So that's it, guys. That is the short story for today. If you enjoyed it, please give it a massive thumbs up for me, because it helps me more than you know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will speak to you all in my next video. But until then, sleep tight.